right, you know who's going to lead the team out tonight against Alabama? Head coach of the LSU Tigers, Brian Kelly, and his pointer going up here. Here he comes.
Good to see you, Brian.
BK, you know how much this environment can help. Just from a big picture standpoint, with the situation you find your team in now, everybody's saying elimination game. How do you approach that?
Well, first of all, you've got to stick with what you've been doing, right? We've got a process. We'll follow that process. But look, they follow this. They love this crowd. They love playing at home. As Nick said, there's not a better environment to play in. So this momentum will be carried throughout the game. Now, you got to stay focused.
That's what I was going to
You can't let this get you out of your emotional zone where you're locked in for every single play. But this fan group just keeps you locked in because they are on every single play, and they're with you every single play. So it's amazing.
I want to ask you, since you've been here, you have 9 comebacks when you've been down by double digits for most of the country. That's not by accident. Talk about why your team has faced some adversity and learned to never give up and keep fighting back.
Well, I think it's the character that we have with our guys. And every team will talk about resiliency, talk about the traits that they have. But this group is a group that, you know, for the most part has been through some of those wars and has had success. So they know if they keep playing every single play, they're going to find the right outcome. And this group knows that. Now, obviously, we're going to have to do it for 4 quarters. This is a great football team we're playing, and there's no apparent weaknesses. So we're going to have to play for 4 quarters and not get behind like we have.
Right. Let's see a little bit of that as we go to the DoorDash dashboard here as you guys break this down.
Yeah, let's look at these plays, Coach. This is from this year, really focusing on the LSU defense. That's had to make some adjustments, of course, without Harold Perkins, and you guys seem like you've gotten better.
I like this guy right here. That guy's pretty good.
Well, number 40 right here on a quick will stunt. You can see him coming off the edge. And his ability to impact the game is really what's going to be important for us. You can see we get the deflection. This is a big turnaround in the game. Now, we're on the road to the SEC, and Nick knows this. Any time that you can get some momentum on the road and get a big game changer like this is going to set your offense up, and we were able to convert for a touchdown.
And don't you feel the edge? So much attention on Swinson. Tackles, everybody's kicking down. It's going to free up your backers. That'll be big tonight.
No doubt, and you can see the attention that Four has been getting. Yep. Swinson's had a great year. Now you bring the Will off the edge. He's got a free shot to the quarterback. We get a great deflection. We get a touchdown out of it.
Hey, Coach, tonight, you know, obviously your defense is going to have to try to keep Jalen Milroe contained. You know all about that because Pat White used to run wild against your Cincinnati Bearcats back in the day.
Oh, yeah. I knew that was coming.
Okay, let's talk about your offense, though.
Yep.
Garrett Nussmeier, obviously a couple picks, everything like that in a couple different games. He's a Louisiana kid.
Yep.
Feels like he takes a lot of pride in the state of Louisiana.
He does.
You have a lot of that on this team. Feels like that's a focal point for you.
It is.
Can you tell the people about how important the state of Louisiana is, high school football, in keeping them at LSU for you?
So first and foremost, this program and its roots and its tradition and history is built on the state of Louisiana. And our players have a great amount of pride in playing for the flagship university in LSU. So you can tell that in the way they played. And we talked about in terms of coming back. There's no quit in this football team. And the same thing with Garrett Nussmeier. Yeah, he threw a couple of picks, but he has such confidence in his ability. He just went back to his process. He worked harder this week. And he's going to come back with the same kind of confidence and play the game the right way this weekend.
Hell yeah.
Well, Coach, first of all, the kicks are fire.
Yes.
Size him up. Looks like my size.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the culture you instilled here, holding players accountable for everything they do and how that translates to on the field.
Yeah. So, look, at the end of the day, if you want your guys not to be jumping offside in this environment, if you want them to do the little things the right way, the attention to detail, that requires championship football teams to do. You can't let them do those things off the field. Getting to class, doing the little, showing up early, being on time, the details.
Yes, sir.
It's 24/7, and you can't just talk about it. If you give it lip service, then it's not going to show itself on the field. And Coach knows this. He's done it. He is the champion of this, and he wrote the book about it. And he parlayed it. But my point is he parlayed that onto the field. And that's what you have to emulate. You got to be able to stand behind it and take action if they're not doing it.
You know, Brian, we had a hell of a game last year in Tuscaloosa, and probably the one difference in the game was Jalen Milroe's ability to make some plays with his feet.
Yep.
That was really the difference in the game. So what have you done defensively to try to minimize his ability to do that?
Well, first of all, discipline in pass rush lanes. I mean, that's absolutely the first thing. But Jalen Milroe is a player that you can't let him get comfortable. If he gets in a rhythm and gets comfortable, like probably any great quarterback, if they get in a zone of comfort, you're in for a long day with really good quarterbacks. And he's a really good quarterback. So getting him uncomfortable, getting him out of rhythm, and then when we get into these third down situations, we've got to make sure that we're very disciplined in our pass rush.
Coach, I've been trying to figure out all morning, what are they saying? Hey! So what are they saying? I can't hear it. It's too loud. Good luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you.
Can I tell you something?
When did that start?
Brian, back in the day, was in politics. He knows an issue to run away from.
Yeah, he just said,
thank you.
That and live tigers.
Hey, we appreciate you.
We don't,
Appreciate you.
Brian Kelly, head coach, always great to see. Became friend of the show.